You have forgiven so many people without even trying. The friend who forgot your birthday, the relative who never said sorry, strangers who hurt you once and disappeared. You let those go like leaves off your hand, but not him. His name is the one that still tightens your chest. His is the wound that splits open again every time you think you've finally healed, and you've wondered why. Why is this the one you can't seem to release? Here's the question you keep walking around in the dark, never quite letting yourself ask out loud. What are you afraid will happen if you finally set it down? You already know the answer, even if you've never said it. You're afraid that if you forgive him, you have to open the door. Somewhere, someone taught you that the two were the same thing, that forgiveness and reunion were one motion, that to release the anger was to invite him back into the house, back into your life, back into the soft places he already proved he could not be trusted with, so you made a choice without ever deciding it. You kept the anger, not because you love it. You're tired of it. It wakes you at 3 a.m. It plays his words on a loop. It steals the quiet you have been begging God for. You kept it because you thought it was the lock on the door. You thought that as long as you stayed angry, you stayed safe. Sit with that for a moment, because it is the knot underneath everything. You believe your resentment is the wall protecting you. And so every time forgiveness rises in your chest, something slaps it back down, screaming that letting go means letting him in. But what if the anger was never the wall? What if it was a rope? A rope tied at one end to your wrist and at the other end to him. Every morning you wake and feel the pull. Every time his name comes up, the rope yanks. You are not holding him captive with your anger. He sleeps just fine. You are the one tied to the post. You are the one who cannot walk far before the rope goes taut and drags you back to the worst night of your life. Resentment was never a wall around your heart. It was a leash around your own neck, and he was holding the other end without even knowing it. Forgiveness is not you opening the door. Forgiveness is you cutting the rope. These are two different decisions, and they were never meant to be the same one. One of them sets you free. The other one keeps you safe. You are allowed to make both. Look at David. For years, Saul hunted him, not some distant enemy. A man David had served, played music for, fought for. The king threw spears at him, chased him through the wilderness with an army, wanting him dead for no honest reason. Then one day, David had him. Saul walked alone into the very cave where David was hiding. David could have ended it all right there. His own men whispered that this was God handing Saul over to him. David did not take the life. He crept close and cut only the corner of Saul's robe, and even that small thing troubled his conscience. He let the man who wanted him dead walk out of that cave alive. Hear what David did and what he did not do. He released his right to revenge. He refused to let hatred turn him into the very thing that was hunting him. He even called out to Saul with grief in his voice and honored him as the king. And then David did not move back into the palace. He did not hand Saul his trust like nothing had happened. He did not tell himself the spears were forgiven, so the spears were forgotten. When the moment was over, the scripture says it plainly. Saul went home, and David went up to his stronghold. He forgave the man. He kept the distance. That is the whole thing, written into the oldest pages. You can let someone live, let go of your right to make them pay, wish them no harm at all, and still you do not walk back into the place where the spears fly. Forgiveness was for David's freedom. The distance was for David's life. So hear this, and let it loosen something in you. You can release him without retrieving him. You can wish him well from across a river you never cross again. You can pray for his healing and still change the locks. None of that is bitterness. None of that is a failure to forgive. It is wisdom wearing the same coat as grace. Forgiveness is not the same as access. Forgiveness is you handing the weight of what he did over to God, who sees what you cannot and judges more justly than your anger ever could. The boundary is you deciding, with a clear and quiet heart, who gets to stand close to the life you are rebuilding. You were never required to bleed twice to prove you forgave once. The door can stay shut. Lock it. Bolt it. Let it stay closed for the rest of your life if that is what keeps you whole. God is not standing on the other side of that door, demanding you open it to prove your heart is clean. He is standing with you, on your side of it, asking only that you set down the rope so you can finally rest. And look at what you become when you do. You stop being the woman defined by the worst thing that happened to her. You stop living with one eye always on the past, braced for a blow that already landed. The anger leaves and takes the exhaustion with it. You sleep, you breathe, you laugh at something small and realize the laugh came up clean with nothing stuck to it. You are not safe because you are angry. You are safe because you are free. And because you finally know the difference between a closed door and a clenched fist. So set it down tonight, not for him, for you. Cut the rope and leave the door locked. Walk into the rest of your life with both hands empty and your heart light, because the woman who can forgive without reopening the wound is not the weak one in the story. She is the strongest kind of free there is. Which line did you need to hear tonight? Tell me in the comments. And if there is a woman in your life, still mistaking her anger for a wall, send this letter to her too.